Okay, today we're going to be multiplying and dividing integers. And the rules for multiplying and dividing are so much easier because we will always be multiplying or we will always be dividing depending on what the operation tells us to do. Then we evaluate whether our solution is positive or negative depending on the signs. So if multiplying and it's the same sign, you will always have a positive solution. So multiplying two positive numbers, positive solution, or multiplying two negatives is a positive solution. If they are unlike signs, you will have negative solutions. So multiplying a positive with a negative or multiplying a negative with a positive would give you a negative solution. The same will apply in division. So if you are dividing and it's the same sign, you're still dividing, but you'll have a positive solution. And if you're dividing and they are unlike signs, it will be negative. So let's try a few of these out. So for this first one, we really want to take and just look at the numbers. We have 3 times 12, okay, which gives us 36. And because they are both negative, we see a negative sign here and a negative sign here, and they are the same sign, the answer becomes a positive 36. How does that work? Well, if we had 36 and we applied the first negative with the 3, we would get negative 36, and then we apply the second negative, which is saying to take again the opposite of that, we would get the opposite of negative 36, which is 36. Okay, look at the second one, a negative 7 times a 9. Again, you are going to just multiply your 7 and your 9 together. So you're going to get 63. Now you're going to evaluate. I see one negative, right? They are unlike. One's negative, one's positive. So this means that my solution is a negative 63. That one negative sign is telling me take the opposite of that product. Okay, let's look at the next one. Negative 24 times 0. In this case, my answer is 0. There is no negative or positive about 0. It is very neutral. So that is just our solution right there. Okay, looking at division. Divide the numbers. 48 divided by 6 will give me 8. And now I evaluate. I have a negative and a negative. They are like signs. So it is saying I want, the opposite of 8, which is negative 8, and then I want the opposite of negative 8, which is back to 8. So because they are the same sign, my solution was positive. Look at the middle one, 56 divided by negative 8. I'm going to take 56 divided by 8, which is 7, and because there's one positive and one negative, they are unlike, so I get a negative 7. 0 divided by 9. I'm going to set this up like this for you. And I'm going to ask you what division means. Division means that we should have a product or a number n such that when we multiply 9 times n, we should get the numerator. And what number times 9 will equal 0? The answer is 0. So 0 divided by 9 is 0. It does not work if 0 was in the denominator, because now I would be asking you to tell me which number times 0 would equal 9. And mathematically, that doesn't even exist. That's just not even a possibility. So we say that anything divided by 0 is undefined. Some of you might be aware of what Siri had to say on the topic. And so I'm going to go ahead, for those of you that did not, I'm going to go ahead and ask Siri on my iPhone what 0 divided by 0 is and see what kind of an answer she'll give us. What's 0 divided by 0?
Imagine that you have 0 cookies and you split them evenly among 0 friends. How many cookies does each person get? See, it doesn't make sense. And Cookie Monster is sad that there are no cookies. And you are sad that you have no friends.
Thank you, Siri. And it also says on the phone, 0 divided by 0 is indeterminate. So that indeterminate means undefined according to the laws of mathematics. Okay, in this example, we are going to take or find the mean of these temperatures. It shows the low monthly temperatures from June to November at McMurdo Station in Antarctica. And remember that finding the mean is the same as finding an average, so we will take the sum of the numbers and divide by the number of numbers. In this case, because these are all low temperatures, they are all negative numbers. That makes our life easy. Remember that when you have positive and negative numbers that you have to add together, you'll group the forces. So group all the positives together, group all the negatives together, and then find that sum, which actually is the difference between the two, and you keep the absolute value of the highest number, the sign of that number. So in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers that we have to add together. So we have negative 42 plus negative 59 plus negative 57 plus negative 47, negative 40 plus negative 19. And all of that is going to be divided by 6. So if I get that sum, I got 264, which will be a negative integer. And if I divide that by 6, I should have negative 44 degrees Fahrenheit for my average of the low monthly temperatures. Okay, sorry, I had a little bit of technical difficulty there. So to finish this problem, the mean of the temperatures would be a negative 44 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to finally evaluate when A is equal to negative 2, B equals 3, C is equal to negative 1, X equal to 1, Y equals negative 3, or Z is equal to 2. So in doing problems like this, you want to substitute in. So for the first one, we'll have X times Y. So we find the X and the Y. So we'll have 1 times negative 3. Then we'll add to that 3 times Z. So do your integer multiplication. So 1 times negative 3 will be negative 3 plus a positive 3 times a positive 2 is a positive 6. And finally, after using order of operations, negative 3 plus 6, different signs mean we will find the difference, and then we'll keep the sign of the one with the highest absolute value, which is positive, so our final answer will be a positive 3. For this one, again, substitution. A was negative 2, C is negative 1, and B is 3. So when you have a fraction bar, you want to be sure to simplify the numerator first. So a negative 2 plus a negative 1 is equal to a negative 3, all that over 3. When I divide, negative 3 divided by positive 3 will give me a negative 1.